cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in too. It's time again, you cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in too. It's the #1 podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you from, life is
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast for another episode of Black Friday. I'm your host, K Money, and in the building with me, my co-host, Freddie G, Flash, and Comedian 96. Collectively, we are the Mind of Men. You can find us on Twitter at 52 Scott Podcast, Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. And if you're on YouTube, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Welcome, fellas, and 52 Scott Riders. Welcome to another episode of Black Friday. Today I wanted to talk about something that bothers me personally. It's almost like a pet peeve, seeing how as a culture we've gone through so much as a culture. And whenever we succeed at something or have any type of success, we seem to can't appreciate and gratify someone else's success versus hating or tearing them down and basically criticizing the way they may have established or achieved the success that one may have. Mm-hmm. I'm going to read a little something to you. People say things to each other online that they never would in real life and gossip about celebs who they don't know without a degree of sympathy. We've witnessed anti-bullying campaigns largely due to the amount of bullying executed online and through text and picture messages. Technology pretty much has made it easy, for one to hate, which is what that is. What I just described basically is a definition of hating. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Short word. I can't think of the correct terminology I was trying to think of, but basically long word short, a short word long. That doesn't make sense, does it? Anyway, hating is what I was trying to describe basically, and social media makes it easy for one to do that nowadays. As I stated in that verbiage, people will say a lot of things online that they definitely wouldn't say in person, and my thing is, why can't we just appreciate one's success as a culture? They say we're stronger in numbers, and if we truly went by that statement, I think we as a culture would be more successful in some of the things that we wanted to accomplish in life and achieve. Right. We always talking about 40 acres and a mule. Mm-hmm. Well, that might be easier to achieve if we could come together as one instead of, like I say, hating on the next man just because they're doing a lot better than you may be doing. Use that hate as motivation to try to get where you accomplish the same thing that you're trying to accomplish. Rome wasn't built in a year, but they always say things worth having don't come easy. Right. Which means it takes work to get to achieve anything. Yeah. In life it does, and that's what I was taught as a child. And I truly believe that if you work hard, you can accomplish your dreams or whatever it is that you want to accomplish in life. Mm-hmm. But the hating, that negative, that just it brings negative energy. Yeah. And again, it's just something that bothers me, and I see it too often.
All the time.
Too often. What you fellas think about that?
Man, it's people that don't have dreams and aspirations will hate on yours. They sure will. Because in order for you to get to that point where they seeing you at, they don't think about the work it took for you to get there. Just seeing what you've accomplished. They don't see the hard work that you had to do to get to this point. Right. Which that's what makes it hate, because you might want to have what I have, but hell, you don't know what it took for me to get. You don't know what I went through, but you hating on me.
All you see is the results, and you got an attitude.
Right. So that's the problem with our culture. I think is the issue, because if you had your own dreams and aspirations, you wouldn't be worried about what I'm doing.
Exactly.
You'd be doing your thing.
Yeah, our culture, man.
It's horrible.
We find ways, and we could be finding ways to cure cancers, but we find ways to hate. Because there's different ways you can hate. One example, I was another one. I told you that getting that rough patch, getting out of the military, that little transition from the military back to civilian life. I ran into a guy. I was at a store. Never forget. It was back in the, that's when 7-Eleven was open. It's not 7-Eleven anymore. And I go in the store, and the guy was in there. He was talking to me and a good buddy of mine, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I got this job, bro. It was another black guy. I got this job, man. I watch houses for, the rich or the elderly people. I just watch their houses."
You say watch?
Watch, yeah, that's it. He sits in there, spends the night, watch their houses, and that's it. Till they'll go on vacation, maybe to the Hamptons or whatever. So they'll house sit for about 2 or 3 weeks or a month or however long they say. If they go to Dubai, they'll go for a month or so. He'll house sit. So those were his assignments. Back then, he was making. In the 90s, he was making $55,000 a year, which is back then would be like them. They're making $100,000 a year now here in Houston, right?
Yeah, house sit.
Just house sitting. So I was like, cool. And he sat there. He told us the whole story, what he do. He broke it down. And as soon as we asked, "Sir, who can we call to get information to get hired on this job?" Man, he went from I gotta go, huh?
Oh,
so you gonna tell us about this great? So that's a form of hating to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
so he didn't want y'all to have that same success that he was.
Right.
Oh, no, y'all can't have it because y'all might start cleaning up the house and other stuff and make me lose my job. Because I ain't gonna lie, for a job like that, and all I gotta do is house sit, I would clean that damn house too. Because I ain't doing nothing anyway. I want to make sure I keep my job.
Right.
I would have went over and beyond to make sure I kept that job.
House sitting don't sound that hard, though.
It don't. But believe it or not, it's
not unless they have pets.
Yeah, you ain't lying. I'm not down with OPP, other people's pets. I'm sorry.
Anyway, what's crazy though, man? We could go to another area here. Houston is so diverse. We can go to another area in H-Town and we'll complain about another ethnicity on how, they seem to be together.
Right. Yeah.
But we can have that same success. And that's my point. Yeah, if we could get our shit together in numbers and I don't have the solution, but, and I will say I do see some progress, from when I was a child versus. Well, actually, the only progress I see is more blacks being more successful.
Yeah, yes.
But as far as the hating, I think that has also increased.
It's increased because now they're killing. Now they just straight up killing you now.
They starting out. They growing up hating.
It's a process.
So that's how they growing up now. So it's not even a point to where we can even try to change that. It's done.
Yeah.
With social media. Whatever, these video games, they put all this hate out here. The music got all this hate in it. They're America bred haters.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
That's what they do.
You know what I mean? Yeah. If we just want to break it down.
It's a lot. A lot of the rappers that I like, I'm sorry to say, they go online and they hate against each other. I see the boxers, they do it too. Not in a competition. There's a difference between hating and competing.
There's a difference.
And the rappers, they say it's for some things need to be left unsaid, and they don't. I don't want to put no. I really want to put somebody on blast, but I don't want to do it. Why? I don't understand why rappers don't stick together and go get this money instead of
because they hating on each other.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's crazy. Makes no sense.
It's enough out here for everybody.
It is.
I'll say one thing about Master P Camp. He ain't had that problem. Nobody hated on him. Everybody got that bread, and all of them ventured out and did their own thing. It wasn't no hating. They just got that bread.
Well, P definitely, and shout out to Master P because when he came in the game, he was definitely trying to put folks on and let them know that
he put everybody.
there's no limit to what you can do
that's
out there,
what
and he was leading by example.
He sure was.
Yeah. So
And that's what we need a lot more of.
A lot more people like
stick
that.
together. Well, because they stick together. I'm telling you. I'm gonna bring it back home, man. I'm telling you, the best rap duo, if they would have stayed with it, they would have probably been the best ever. They would have been better than EPMD to me, and they're beefing right now. And that's Trader Truth and Zero.
Zero.
Those two together are beasts.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody fooling with.
Is it ABN?
Yeah, ain't nobody fooling with. I'm gonna tell you what, man. I wish I could put y'all on punishment because y'all punishment would be Trey. You need to write Zero a song, and Zero you need to write Trey a song, and y'all need to come together and collab because we getting too old for this shit.
So I actually, I think that stuff that needs to be broken down, right?
What's that?
With the hate. Mm-hmm. So I think it's more so when you look at somebody who's successful, poor versus rich, right?
Yeah.
I think that poor people or people who got, well, I shouldn't say poor versus rich. Let's say someone drives up in a Mercedes.
Okay.
And they drive up next to your Pinto. And they drive up next to your Pinto, and your car is all smoking with 3 hubcaps.
Yeah.
And this big 500 Benz pull up on the side of you, right?
All right.
Well, and you make a comment saying that whoever's driving that Benz saying he or she think they all that.
They all
or
that.
whatever because
Yeah.
they got they or whatever, right? I think that's just envy.
That's
That individual actually wish that they could be in that 500 Benz. I don't think that they actually hate the person that's driving the 500 Benz. They're just envious and wish that they could have that.
That's jealousy. And,
That's
and-
jealousy.
And,
Well, that
and
too.
look,
Yeah.
jealousy, a jealous spirit does not prosper.
You're lying.
So, it's no point in being jealous of what somebody
jealous
else got.
versus then that makes sense.
Question.
More jealous
Yeah.
than envy.
So do you think jealousy can lead to hate?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
it always
well,
does.
well, it can. However, you can't. Depending on if there's some jealousy amongst the two, and they know that there's some jealousy
Right.
there, and then how that person they're responding,
Yeah.
and if they're going back and forth, then that can turn into some hatred.
Right. Okay, I get you.
Yeah. But if you're jealous, you can become obsessive.
Yeah.
You can become obsessive. Now, I think where hate actually occurs when you're dealing with people with looking at somebody and how they prospered or whatever and how they have more.
Right.
I think rich versus rich. If you're both rich,
Yeah.
and now y'all both y'all
Trying
bank
to
account
see
fat.
who got the
Now-
longest paper.
Yeah, now
Right.
I think that they are more apt to be haters.
Against each other.
Yeah.
It's a competitive hating
So,
spirit.
competition.
so to speak.
That sound like the club scene here in Houston.
Yeah.
These folks be in sections,
Yeah.
and it's whoever can get the most bottles,
bottles.
the most
Yeah.
bottles.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
now
that's crazy.
I think it's competition. They're competing with each other.
That's crazy.
Trying to see who can get the most. They're competing for
Yeah, they
attention.
compete.
So what are the bullets about after the club closed?
I think that's about drunk and high motherfuckers.
That's definitely not a
That's
competition.
That's not sign of a sore loser.
Competing for who can get the most bullets in their body. I don't know. I think that's jealousy right there.
That's crazy though, man. Instead of putting that money together in the club, they had a whole. Everybody could drink good in the club.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now I will say this though, I think that because we're in the culture, we're in the community. I think that we can tend to we look at ourselves and be like, man, why can't we get along like other communities? And why are we? But I really
Yep.
truly believe that the other communities have just as much hate in theirs.
No.
I think that they're like, for instance, let me give you an example. From my understanding, a Chicano don't like a Mexican.
That's crazy.
Well, different. parts of
But to us, they're Mexican.
that is-
Yeah.
yeah.
And the reason why they don't like it is because one grew up in Mexico and the other one grew up in the States.
Colombia.
No,
it be,
in the States.
Yeah.
Like, if you got a person that's a Hispanic person that grow up in Mexico
in the
or
United
whatever
States.
case may be, they're Mexican.
That's Mexican.
And if you got one that grows up in the States, I think that they're called Chicano. So there's some hatred between there, and why can't y'all get along, right? Especially if one is have their own business and successful and doing what they're doing. Why are you looking at? And you probably be hating on him because he's successful or whatever the case may be. So I mean, I think it's within all of the community.
It'll be our version of Nigerians and blacks.
Yeah.
Because Nigerians cannot stand us. I don't understand y'all black as shit, just like us. I don't get that.
Yeah, I agree. It's in all of the different cultures, but I think it's more of a bigger percentage in ours.
Yeah, I agree.
Than others,
I mean, you can see other cultures work together. I mean, even if
See, I feel where you're coming from, Slash. I just have a hard time believing it's a bigger percentage in ours. I think we feel that way because we're in our own culture.
But do you see where we as a culture can come together and work like you see in other ethnicities?
that.
I mean,
Here's the thing: it's 4 of us. We're working together right now.
true.
Yeah.
We're working together right now. So I can tell you, I love to smoke cigars, right? Mm-hmm. I go to cigar lounges, and there are a lot of black business owners that attend these cigar lounges, right? And I watch the networking, I watch the camaraderie, and I watch everybody getting along. So I think that we look at us, and now I get where y'all coming from. I really truly believe that we look at it, it appears to be worse than what it actually really is, or it could be that we don't know anything about the other cultures and they could be just as bad. I watch an Asian guy go and shoot up other Asians.
Well, we can't.
That'll happen.
It's
That's
not
gonna happen.
That generally doesn't happen.
But what are the statistics on black murders?
Exactly.
In connection with Asian on Asian murders.
Okay, so I get what you're saying. I would say this to that. So I know today's show is about being successful and hating on people
Right.
because of their success. But with regards to your question, Slash, offhand, I wouldn't know the percentage unless I Google, but I will say this. A lot of times crime, because murder is a crime, right?
Yes.
It's about proximity. So if you go and if you're in an area that's predominantly black, then chances are the black on black will be higher. But if you go to a area where there's nothing dealing with Asians, if there is just one murder there, chances are an Asian did it to another Asian.
That's right.
So that percentage is 100%.
100%. Right.
Versus in the black community, yeah, you may have had more or whatever the case may be, but the percentage still. So it just, I think that crime and murder and all this is about proximity.
I'll get it. Y'all ask the questions. I'm gonna give you the question that he can't answer back. This is the voice. We're gonna get on it.
Don't lose focus on what
All right,
today's topic is about. Man.
Because y'all, what y'all don't think about is this: how many of us Hispanics can have 1,000 people in their own house or apartment? Whites can do it. Asians can do it. Can y'all honestly say blacks can do it and not talk
That's
about
what
it?
I'm
and not
saying,
do it?
man. You don't really see
Blacks
black.
can't.
You don't
We
see 'em
haters.
doing it.
We're crabs in a bucket by nature.
Being successful at coming together and trying to do
doing
something.
anything.
I mean, Freddie G made a good point. The 4 of us have come together, but
Right.
this is an
Everybody don't think
isolated
like us.
occurrence if you ask me, because you can't find
4 people.
Another 4
brothers to get
do
together
it
on a positive
and
note.
do
doing
nothing.
And
something
for a couple of
positive.
years without fight nothing. So that's the thing. If we need to change our mindset,
Yeah.
Yeah.
in order for us to it really advanced. And like we talk about the 40 acres of mule, right? You know why we don't? You know how your mom used to say back in the day, you quit talking about it, I get it for you. You always talking about it, that's why I don't never get it for you. I bet we shut the hell up, quit talking about our 40 acres of mule. I bet one day they just have a meeting out the blue. You know what? We think we owe you guys. I think because if we shut up, I'm serious. I think if we shut up about it.
No, you know why?
Because
I feel explain. I feel tell you why.
Why you say that?
Why? See, that's what they want us to do. Is
Shut up about it.
The reason why we got to where we are today is because we didn't shut up.
We didn't shut up, right?
That's why we got to where we are
but
today.
But they know it's old. And one thing about white America, they gonna pay what's old.
Nah, hell
one thing about they gonna pay what's old.
Man.
You might not get it when you want it, but they gonna pay it. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know.
Hell no. I disagree with that.
Don't
but
trust them
I disagree with that.
You might.
I disagree as well.
Think about
man.
the people that got cases from the state. I know we're off topic again, but these cases from the state, they may take 10, 15 years to get it. They get it.
Just 10, 15
Okay.
years.
I'm just saying.
Look, man, check it out.
Yeah.
We just had a show about affirmative action.
Yes, we did.
The reason why Lyndon Baines Johnson
Established.
established that affirmative action because he knew that we were mistreated and we didn't have any rights and we were being discriminated against.
Right.
Right. So that was a way of saying, okay, you know what? Let's put something in place to treat these people fairly.
You're right.
They took that shit away.
Took it away.
Now check it out. Because the motherfucker get comfortable and thinking that okay, everything is good. Now you can't just shut up.
You can't trust them.
You gotta talk, man. That's why we are where we are today.
I get it. You got to talk,
Express your opinion.
but you can't beat a dead horse, and we're beating the hell out of the dead horse. I figure
We wouldn't beat the dead horse if we were good. We're talking about it because it ain't all good.
I think if we
man.
get 40 acres and mule, we still ain't gonna be good. I'm gonna be.
We
honest
won't be
with you.
talking about 40 acres in the
We'll
mule.
be-
We'll be
you're right.
talking.
We'll be
You know
talking about
what?
something
If we
else.
got 40 acres in the mule,
Hey, look, we
wouldn't be
know
talking
we
about
saying
40
show
acres in
took
the
y'all a
mule.
long time. My mama died 40 years ago. God
Yeah, we wouldn't be talking about 40 acres in the mule if we got it. We'll be talking about something else.
We'll be complaining about how long
Because
it took to
they
get it to
owe-
us.
they owe us
Instead of
that.
being appreciative, we'll be talking about, and y'all know I'm right, how long it took for, and this ain't enough.
You know what?
I don't
Now,
think
that
this
may
is
be
enough.
the topic that's
You
not
feel
being
me?
enough, but it's long overdue. Which
Yeah,
is what
it
you
is.
not
And
consider.
I totally agree.
They
with
owe
you.
us 40
I
acres
agree.
of mule and some more shit.
They do.
Right,
You
right.
do. You're right.
Yeah,
But even if
they
got
in the hole with us.
Yeah, man. Like I said, hopefully, as time go on, this shit'll get a little better. But it's something I can say. It really bothers me as a culture that we can't get our shit together and just be successful as one without hating on the next man. But my black fact for the day, since we grounded in home base here in Houston, Texas. I wanted to talk about a rodeo. We had a rodeo here in Houston, which is something that we're fond of. Well, the first black rodeo was founded in 1984, the Bill Pickett Invitational Rodeo. And this rodeo actually traveled, touring around the world.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so shout out to Bill Pickett and those that were a part of that rodeo. Like I said, the rodeo is something that I definitely look forward to every year here in Houston and take great pride in not necessarily being a part of, but just being able to experience it. Right. So shout out to, again, Bill Pickett for the black fact you can't take back. Thank y'all for joining. This concludes another Hot Black Friday episode, and be sure you tune in next week for Music Monday. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at 52 Scott Podcast, Instagram and Facebook, The 52 Scott Podcast, and for all you YouTubers, don't forget to like and subscribe.